Hi, everybody. Alright, so there's news coming out of Britain. They're issuing licensing for Bitcoin, or to Bitcoin rather. And Britain might not be the only government that is deciding to work with Bitcoin, but we've all heard the success in Greece and other countries. It may not be complete success, but they're seeing that Bitcoin is offering something that will lead the British government to more financial technology development. And London Center for Financial Technology wants in. The Financial Conduct Authority, the top financial regulator in Britain, has granted an electronic money license to Circle, a Boston-based company that allows for peer-to-peer transactions using virtual currency Bitcoin. The authority facilitated the process by placing Circle in the government's innovative hub, and multiple initiatives that Britain have started to encourage something called fintech innovation, something I'm not familiar with, according to New York Times. So this is actually on the New York Times as well. So I will give that source. The licensing allows Circle to forge a banking relationship with the British financial institution Barclays, which I do know. This marks the first time that a major global bank has consented to a working partnership with a Bitcoin company. I'm not sure if it meant a Bitcoin company or Bitcoin company, but you guys get the idea. However, Circle has garnered investments from others in the past, so they're weary of it. I'm sure they have it nice and settled. British Economic Secretary to the Treasury, Harriet Baldwin, told New York Times that the license and the Barclays partnership prove our decision to introduce the most progressive, forward-looking regulatory regime and is paying off and cements our status in the world's fintech capital. So more and more companies are looking to Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, if you guys know how to work Bitcoin and can toss me a how-to on an account, that would be much appreciated. I prefer Bitcoin itself. Some of the other knockoffs I'm not familiar with, but I would very much be open to receiving Bitcoin and using Bitcoin, but nobody has offered me any Bitcoin wallet. Someone said they would, but they needed an address. I asked email or physical. Nobody got back with me so far. So this is going to be a good turn for Britain. And remember, Britain wants to leave the EU. How are they going to do that? Electronic financial integration or fintech innovation, along with other things, no doubt. They'll rely less on the EU, and I think this is a good start in the more positive area of development. I know they're still going to have EU battles and everything else, but this is basically it. So basically, Circle was founded in 2013 and enabled a P2P Bitcoin transaction in the US, a system that will now come to Britain. Circle has also wanted to use Bitcoin in order to make it easier for money to flow between national currencies, and this new license could be a major step forward for a goal. So that's exactly what Bitcoin will become. Bitcoin will become the international currency. Kind of funny, huh? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to set America 2.0 up with a Bitcoin account, I would be very interested in it. I've asked many authorities to do this for me, and they basically told me to go on certain websites, fill out a form, and I was told I had to download something for my computer to run, for it to process equations to earn Bitcoin amounts. I'm not sure I completely understand that yet, but like I said, if somebody wants to issue me about 20 bucks in Bitcoin, I would very much appreciate it. I haven't reached a point where Bitcoin is a big deal in my life. I still don't have, a big use for alternative currencies. But now that a world power government among, Russia, I think, is already using Bitcoin, so is Greece, most of Europe, I imagine. But now that Britain wants to issue a license to Bitcoin, I'm more enthralled to actually want to use it. I have my reasons, and it's basically just to have some currency in a secondary or private currency, just to kind of have something extra. I know they said that Bitcoin was going under, that there was some big flop going on. I don't believe that for a minute. I may post videos on that sort of thing, but as I actually believe it, no. So this is a good one, folks. If you don't have Bitcoin, I suggest you probably should at some point open a Bitcoin wallet, find out what's involved in that, and I'd say keep better part of $100 in it. But that's me. The banks locally don't use Bitcoin. They don't transfer in using Bitcoin. Bitcoin in Michigan is like a hokey currency created by tech hippies, and I think it's nearly the future. It's the digital currency they want us to use, so why not get the account before we're forced to? It's simple logic. So, thank you. You may not want to put all your dollars into, or all your currencies into one spot, which I wouldn't. But at least now you can diversify a little bit. Put a couple $100 into Bitcoin. The Canadian dollar is still up there from what I imagine. I don't know if that's going to be affected or not. US dollar, I'm still waiting for the for that AA rating to drop again, but I think this time they got it under control, but I don't see it bouncing back anytime soon. So right now, the two biggest I would have is probably the Canadian dollar and a Bitcoin account, along with the US dollar as my third and primary currency. I know PayPal said they were going to issue a currency, but I don't see that happening. And somebody said there was a way online to start your own digital currency. I thought about it, but more than likely I'd have to invest way more man hours into it than worthwhile. And someone said, well, how would you make it? And I said, well, I really don't know, but it would probably be based on something to do with your internet output and how long your internet's running or something. Something along that lines. How much information flows through your internet, or any number of things. How many gigs or terabytes of data you put through per day, etc. Basically, that would equate to, say, 1 gig might give you, I don't know, $10. A terabyte would give you 100. So if you're flowing 20 terabytes a day, well, you're doing some good money. I'd adjust it as needed.